Sir, after I got recommended, everyone was congratulating me, but I was not feeling it from the inside because I knew the merit list was still to come and a lot of people had been recommended as there were a lot of deserving candidates. Then, sir, the merit list came the day before yesterday. I was on my roof, I was strolling. Rohit sir called me and he said, congratulations. And I said, why sir? And then he said, merit list aa gayi hai and teri 107 rank hai. My mother was sitting on the terrace, the floor below. I told her, she started crying. Then I told my father, and sir, I had to look at the merit list a couple of times to actually
get that feel of the
if it's 107 or 207.
So, heartiest congratulations, Pranshul, and we have really made us proud by your achievement since your the days you joined for your written, and thereafter the way you performed or the way you put in efforts during the SSB preparation, and we really feel proud. And in fact, we are very glad that you joined us because students like you, in fact, it gives us a lot of pride when we have such kind of students with us, and we really enjoy when we guide students like you. And let's first talk about as to how you started your preparation as far as your written CDS written exam was concerned. What was your study strategy, the challenges you had as far as these subjects were concerned, and how do you go about it?
Sir, I finished my BTech in April of 2024 and I started my preparation then for the September exam. For the exam, I decided to focus mainly on my strengths. My strength was English. So I knew if I could score a good marks in English, then even if I just clear the cutoff in GS, I knew I would get in. My other strength was mathematics, so I focused on that as well. So I mainly focused on my strengths. As far as GS is concerned, I was more concerned about just clearing the cutoff, which is only, I would say, a meager 20 marks. So I mainly just studied science, I studied geography, and I did current affairs. Just these three things. I left out history, I left out economics, because I wanted to focus more on the strengths and not waste my time in, let's say, history and study it for 4 or 5 months and then be able to only do like 2 or 3 questions there. So at first I started my preparation on my own, but then I had some trouble in mathematics. I was finding it kind of difficult to solve certain questions of previous years. So I decided to join coaching here at Centurion, mainly for mathematics, but then all of the subjects taught here were quite comprehensively taught, I would say, and especially mathematics, which I really needed help with. And this is, sir, how I did it.
Okay, so I think to sum it up, I feel this was your smart strategy because I think your time was at premium. You had limited time.
Definitely, sir. I started in April, so that was, I would say, May, June, July, August. So that was just 4 months, 4.5 months. So I had to focus on what subjects could get me the most marks.
Yeah, so for the different aspirants, I must tell you that this smart strategy adopted by Pranshul was really good because if you have limited time, time is at premium, you got to focus on your strengths first so that you ensure that you score good enough marks, and thereafter the aspects which he tried to leave out, not give much of attention like history and other aspects, was a good strategy. But however, if you have time, do not leave out anything. You once should focus on all the subjects. But his was, as far as his situation was concerned, he did a very good thing, and I think it gave the results. That's fantastic. And tell us something more about the experience here in the Centurion, the kind of the mentors and faculty who are here, the dedication they had shown in each of you to help you in preparing for the written. Tell us something more about the kind of material you were given for various subjects, the kind of practice you were given, and how it actually helped you finally in clearing your written.
Sir, the first day I came for admission, I came and I said, I asked a question to the teacher. I was like, will it be possible to clear this exam in 4.5 months? And she was like, she said that we will only guide you and you will have to work. She didn't give me any key, you will clear it, yeah, we will make you clear it. She gave me an honest answer that you will have to study yourself. And sir, I really like that, very honest. And sir, apart from that, the faculty here is very, very supportive. There was not a single time that a faculty didn't make themselves available. Whenever I needed help, they made themselves very available. They are all very well versed in their particular domains, and most of them have a defense preparation background, or they already have taught defense aspirants. So they mainly focus on the defense part of the things that come in CDS, and for NDA kids, the things that...
So very focused curriculum and all.
Yes, sir, they don't teach other stuff.
That's very good. In fact, other thing I would like to share with the viewers is that it is the very focused and passionate. These all faculty members, what I have seen of them, they are very focused and passionate about the job,
They all come from
defense background, and they make you feel at home.
Definitely.
The once you join Centurion, always a Centurion, you're made to feel at home, and that is the USP of Centurion, I guess. Now, let's talk about the most important stage of getting into the defense is the SSB, the Services Selection Board preparation. Rather, I would say that it is around 60 to 70% of the final outcome is actually the SSB part. So obviously, if you join for the written, the SSB comes along with that, the same package. And after clearing the written, obviously you join for the SSB. And obviously, what I remember of you, you were very sincere, devoted, and the best part I thought was that you had full belief in the mentors. You hardly questioned the process. You just went with the flow. You understood that whatever is being taught is the requirement and never tried to question or go in a different direction. That was the best part. So very quickly, just let us know as far as the 3 techniques are concerned, as to the crux part of it, as to how in your psych, thereafter in your GTO and IO, how the kind of approach we have here, how did it help you in going confidently for the SSB?
Sir, the SSB coaching here was very, very nice, very comprehensive. Starting with psych, I had a couple of classes with Shishir sir. Then after that, I had my other classes with Colonel Buddhiraja sir. And sir, it was very insightful, the dossier that we gave, and they carefully looked at our stories and everything, SRTs and all, and gave good feedback, and which made it very easy in the SSB. SSB felt easy compared to the coaching that I got here in all three subjects. And coming to GTO, which was with you, sir, same thing again. The coaching that I got here, it was like I felt like a 12th class student giving a 10th class exam there in SSB. It felt so comfortable. And then for interview, sir, Group Captain Basu sir, he took a long interview here. The mock interview he took a very long interview, a very deep interview, and the feedback he gave, helped me improve quite a bit. Not just my answers, but my personality in general, sir.
That's very good. No, let's know one thing is very important, because most of the viewers, the defense aspirants, they want to know about your experience in the SSB, right? As to how it all happened and how your experience here in the Centurions helped you in those stages, the important stages of the SSB, starting from the screening test, the OIR in particular, thereafter the PPDT, and obviously all the stages of the stage 2. So just take us through your journey as to how it all happened there, and keep it relating it to your experience and guidance which you received here in Centurion.
Yes, sir. Sir, the SSB was a really fun process, to just put it in simple words. My SSB was on 29th of January. On that day in Prayagraj. On that day there was Shahi Snan in Prayagraj, and it was the crowd was huge, and because of the crowd, because of the various trains getting cancelled, the reporting was only 32 people. Only 32 people reported. Then we had, I would say around 13 to 14 were freshers, and others were repeaters. Then we got divided into two groups. Then we did OIR first. And OIR, sir, I had practiced, various sets were given to us from the coaching. I had practiced that, and so basically the same stuff came there. The same, not the exact same question, but the exact same concepts came there. So it was very comfortable in the OIR.
So the practice which we do daily, the kind of the classes taken by the faculty here, this expert faculty for the OIR, and the practice on the particular syllabus which is there, I think that must have helped you a lot. And obviously the speed practice, accuracy practice as far as these reasoning tests is concerned is very, very important. I am sure you would have got a very good ranking as far as rating in the OIR. Yes, yeah. So, and thereafter in PPDT?
So then in PPDT, like I said, we got divided into two groups. We were freshers, and then repeaters were in the other group. Then out of 32, 26 people got screened in, which was quite nice. And even during the PPDT, sir, the picture that was shown, I had seen that picture 1,000 times before. So I found it very comfortable. I came up with an idea on the spot, and I made a story like I was told, and I narrated it quite well. Our group was really nice, I would say, sir. The 32 of us, very nice, amazing people, the other 31 people. And the group made it very nice. The discussion was quite nice, I would say, sir. And we could have gone on even longer for the discussion had they not stopped us.
Okay, so the Mahakumbh part actually helped you, because if the strength is more, the number of people reporting are more, stage 1 becomes really challenging. So, but otherwise, what I know of you, you would have faced, even in that situation, you would have performed well, because you were doing quite fine here. After a few practices, you were absolutely on spot as far as whatever the understanding of the picture is concerned, the right perception, all those aspects were absolutely fine. So stage 1 was not an issue at all as far as Pranshul Joshi is concerned. Now let's talk about your the next part. That is, first thing you start with your psych, as to how was your experience there and how you related with the practices here.
Sir, my psych was on the second day, obviously, and then I got to know in the morning that I will have as I was chest number 2, that I will have my interview just after the psych exam, like half an hour after the psych exam. So I was also a little bit nervous about that, I would say. But the psych exam, it was very comfortable, sir, very, very comfortable. The pictures that came, I was easily able to make the stories and make good stories, make meaningful stories. Then the SRTs were, I would say, quite easy as well. The WAT was also easy. So SRTs, I would say, were a little bit longer. It took time to read them, and I was trying to come up with quality answers. So I was only able to do 40 SRTs. Although when I was practicing at home, I was able to do 60 SRTs every time. But there I was only able to do 40, as they were very long to read. And so I did 40. And then I asked other people, they had done some had done 30, some had done 45. So no one had done all SRTs.
And you were able to complete all the 12 picture stories.
Sir,
and WAT, how many did you?
Sir, I did
all WATs.
Yes, sir.
So as far as psych is concerned, the kind of response they are looking for, they want the complete response. The more you are able to attempt, the better it is for them to assess your personality. And then if you have been able to do 40 SRTs and all the WAT and all the pictures, that's a very good input what the psych is looking for, especially the Ranneti book by Shishir sir. So I'm sure the kind of content which is there, just let us know, and especially the viewers, about as to how did it help you.
Sir, for psychology, I would say I mainly use when I started my coaching, I was having a little bit of trouble making the stories. So I looked at the Ranneti book. It has various stories of previously recommended candidates. So I wasn't stealing their stories, but I was stealing the structure, I would say. How they structure their stories, how they have an intro, how they have a middle part, and then how they end the story. So I would say I took inspiration from there. As far as the structure, I kept my own ideas, as I was told in the coaching.
Originality is what is very important. See, complete SSB is all about your imagination. If you look at the GTO, if you psych, wherever the kind of situation, the social situation which is given to you, it is all about if you are able to imagine well, perceive well, imagine well, that is how your response becomes more original, more workable, more practical. And that was a very good approach. And what about the other content of the Ranneti book?
Sir, I mainly used it for, like I said, getting the structure of the stories from there, how they are structured. Other than that, sir, I also used it for OIR quite a bit.
Yeah, a lot of good content is there.
OIR that is there in the book, sir, is fabulous.
OIR content is absolutely fantastic there. Even the words for your practice, the SRTs for your practice. It's an absolutely comprehensive book in the market. What I've seen, none of the other book can match the level of Ranneti book, what I've seen. I can vouch for it. Talk about interview.
Sir, interview, I was, the psych test as it is a little bit exhausting mentally. I would say it made me quite relaxed for the interview. Usually I kind of get nervous before the interview, but it made me quite relaxed for the interview. My interview was with the Deputy President, sir, of the board. I went inside and straight away he asked me, why do you want to join the army? Then sir, I gave my answer. Then where are you from and all that. Then sir, he asked many questions. And the interview was around 30 to 35 minutes, but those were rapid fire questions. One after the other, one question, like that, sir. And the interviewing techniques that Basu sir had taught us, it was basically the same interview Basu sir took that was taken at the SSB. Basu sir had taught us so comprehensively here. So I was able to answer the questions quite well. Although sir, after the interview, I felt a little bit that I could have explained myself better on certain matters like my family. I had mentioned my family in the interview. I could have explained myself better. But overall, sir, I would say it went fine.
So, see, interview is such thing, very few people come out very satisfied. It's something which you always give a second thought, I could have done it better. But ultimately the result is what matters, and you cleared, that means you would have done well in the interview also. So this practice here, which is good, the way General Sabharwal takes your first interview where he motivates you, gives you that kind of guidance, and thereafter how Basu sir again finally fine-tunes the performance. That's fantastic, and very few places you will get this kind of double engine kind of support or kind of guidance which you get here, and that matters a lot. Yeah, so talk about the next one, that is the group testing.
The group testing was on the third day. Once again, sir, I would like to reiterate that the groups that we were divided into, there were 8 people in our group. The group was very, very nice, sir. The other 7 people, I appreciate them quite a lot. And out of the 8 people, 3 people got recommended.
That's very good result.
I would say that's the result of the group being in harmony, sir.
So what I can make out is that the overall level of the group was good, and obviously when that happens, the overall performance of each one gets supported and enhanced because of that kind of support. And when the level is mixed up, then becomes challenging. Obviously the group dynamics makes things difficult. Yeah. And then the next one.
Sir, we had 2 GDs, both GDs were amazing. Then we had GP, I believe. GP, sir, once again, the GPs that I was taught here by you were much more difficult compared to the GP I got there. So I found it very easy to write the GP as well. And once again, sir, the group again, we had a nice discussion on it. The GP discussion got a little bit, I would say, people were talking over each other a little bit more.
That is the nature of the task, because this generates competition, and obviously in GD, since there is no need to come to a conclusion, so people are relaxed. Here you got to come to a definite conclusion, so obviously things will heat up and people would like to get noticed and get their plans accepted during the final.
Sir, but sir, I had no problem with that also because I had done it before.
You have done it here.
I had done it here, so I had no problem with that. Then one of my fellow chess members gave the common solution, and he gave a really nice solution. And then after that we had, I believe, PGT. And then for PGT, sir, the first two PGTs are very. I think we finished the first two PGTs in around 30-40 seconds.
Okay.
It took us no time to finish it because the first PGT you just put a plank there. The second PGT, like we were about to tie the rope, and sir said, "Okay, go ahead." And I didn't even contribute that much as there was not much to contribute. Sir, then the third PGT obviously is difficult. We were having trouble with it. I was standing at the back at first, but I was constantly giving ideas. Tie the rope like this, do this, all that stuff, follow the rules and all that. Then I asked one of the chess members if I could switch with them, and he let me switch.
Very good.
And then I was able to come up with a solution as well.
Okay.
And
so that is what I keep telling my students. You got to create that opportunity. You can't wait for the opportunity during the PGT to know that when you get a chance, then you will go and start doing something. You got to create that opportunity and then go and prove yourself.
you have to definitely take initiative in PGT. It's very, very important. And then fourth PGT was also very difficult, but the GTO sir guided us through it, and we were able to finish it in time. Yes, sir. Then the GOR race was also, so I would say GOR race, people say it's not that important, but I would say, sir, it's quite important.
Quite important.
Sir, because I would say that's where I was able to, I would say, stand out, I would say.
Very good.
Because, sir, there is a beam which you have to walk.
Yeah, double wall with a bully in
Yeah,
between.
double wall with a bully in between. And people were getting scared during it. But, sir, I stood in the middle of it and I guided the people from here to there,
Okay,
past me,
okay,
helping it. So, I would say, sir, I was able to stand out there.
that's very good.
And our group was really nice, sir, and it was a lot of
Very
fun.
good. And thereafter, tell us about your, especially about your, I know half group task again would have gone well with kind of understanding you had about the task. What was your lecturette topics you got and which one you chose for and why?
I gave the lecturette on black money, and I mentioned all the demonetization and what black money is. And sir, about the lecturette, I would say the type of lecturette I had practiced before, like you told us, to always give a positive outlook on what the government is doing and what is going on. So sir, I ended my lecturette on a positive note that we have a very bright future when it comes to dealing with black money, when it comes to eliminating black money through digital currency and all. Sir, I would say I gave that. And sir, once again, sir, I could have given it for 10 minutes. It was very nice. And I was able to finish it nicely.
And I'm sure a lot of preparation you would have done before this, lot of practice, and that is what would have made you so confident to take on.
Yes, sir. I would say just general awareness. Sir, I hadn't studied black money before.
Yeah,
but the
general awareness.
But the general awareness of what the government is doing in various sectors, it makes it very easy to give the lecturette.
Because all these topics are mostly generic. So if you are well aware, your awareness is good. You have prepared well for other topics also. So you're able to combine the thoughts and ideas and analyze the topic in your own way. And lecturette matters a lot, obviously, in the confirmatory series. So that's very good. And I hope you would have, I'm sure you would have done well in your individual obstacles also. Since you get practice for all those 10 obstacles exactly same the way it is in SSB. So you had no problem here. You would have done, I think we must have repeated also.
Sir, over there, I don't know, I believe we got maybe less, although sir said you'll get 3.5 minutes, but I believe we might have gotten slightly less time, or maybe the obstacle, maybe they were more far apart. So I was able to do 8 obstacles, even though I was able to repeat even 5 obstacles here. So sir, I found that a little bit, maybe it was the obstacles maybe.
Which all you got missed out?
Sir, the Burma Bridge and the rope climbing.
Okay, okay. But otherwise you could do the most of them.
Sir, and I could have done those also easily.
No, before that, very important part, the conference.
The conference.
Yeah.
Sir, conference, once again, I was quite nervous for the conference because I had heard stories.
So how much time before you were called?
Sir, barely 30 seconds.
30 seconds you were called in.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
As the other guy came out.
And within 30 seconds you were called?
Within 30 to maybe 45,
maybe
max 45
maybe
seconds.
within a minute. Okay.
Yes, sir. I was called. I went in and I was asked how my stay was. I was asked about if I made any friends who's the best friend I made. I told them if I have any suggestions. Sir, I found the stay very, very nice.
So that is all. No other question?
No other questions.
So that shows.
Sir, I had one more question.
Yeah.
So there was one more question. I had to rate myself.
Okay.
First they asked which was the most challenging out of the three. I said interview I found challenging. Then I had to rate myself out of 10 in the 3 tasks.
Okay.
I said in GTO 9, in Psych 8, and in interview 7.
Okay.
I said that, and then that was it.
Oh, that was very candid, and let me tell you, with this, actually when they ask, it means that mostly all would have cleared you. Now they want to see as to how the marks appear there in the conference and how you actually have that kind of insight. And then thereafter they are again happy because this guy knows that he has performed well, and that is what has happened on ground also. And in when there is not much of question, that means you have cleared absolutely without any kind of borderline issue. Tell us how when the results were announced, and as to what was your first feeling and thought when the results were announced.
Sir, the officer that took our psych interview, the same officer came in uniform. Sir came in and he said that your results are being prepared. They will arrive in around half an hour, and he started interacting with us. But then all of a sudden he started calling out chest numbers, and then he said chest number 5. I was chest number 2. First he said chest number 5, then chest number 2. Stand up and say your name and where you're from, and then he said you all are recommended. Yeah, and sir, it was a very surreal feeling, I would say. Okay. It was quite nice. I didn't even feel happy. I just felt a little bit in shock, I would say. Okay. Then it took me around 4 to 5 minutes to comprehend it. Okay, so who did you call first? Sir, give this good news. Sir, I called my father. Okay. My father had messaged me whether to book my tickets or not for that day. For the return. He had texted me, and I saw his text and I laughed. And then I called him, and we were not allowed phones. So sir, I quickly called him for like 5 seconds. And I called him for 5 seconds. I said, Papa, ho gaya, and then I'll talk to you later. And sir, I told, and mummy ko bata dena, obviously. And sir, that was it. After that, there was a lot of documentation. Great. And obviously, after that, medical, any issue as far as medical is concerned, any tips you want to give to the other aspirants as far as medical is concerned? Sir, medical, I had no issue. Any tips I would say is to do what you're told mostly by the medical officers. If you just follow instructions during the medical, it's quite simple. That's what we were told also by the NCO sir who was taking us around. We asked him what we should do. He said just follow what is being told and it will go well. Okay, so we had no issue as far as medical is concerned, because another important stage obviously. Thereafter, finally, when the merit came, that was the most, I know, you must be waiting very patiently, and you must be very restless as to how it happens in the merit. So what was your first thought, or what was your reaction when you got to know about your very good ranking of 107 in the merit list? Sir, after I got recommended, everyone was congratulating me, but I was not feeling it from the inside, because I knew the merit list was still to come, and a lot of people had been recommended, as there were a lot of deserving candidates. Then sir, the merit list came the day before yesterday. I was on my roof, I was strolling, and I was thinking about the various exams I'm preparing for, CAPF and all. That's when sir, Rohit sir called me, and he said congratulations. And I said, why sir? And then he said merit list aa gayi hai and teri 107 rank hai. तो मैंने कहा सर 107 rank में in हो जाएगा? Sir, he said of course हो जाएगा, because last time I would say the IMA merit list, they got a call letter up to 146 rank. So sir, I was very happy, sir. My mother was sitting on the terrace, the floor below. I told her, she started crying. Then I told my father. And sir, I had to look at the merit list a couple of times to actually to get that feel of if it's 107 or 207. So I had to make sure that it's 107, and so I was quite happy. Yeah, and now you're waiting to join the most coveted and prestigious Indian Military Academy. Yes, sir. It's an honor, sir. There have been many legends who have gone through the same program.
Yeah, and now I would like to give you further advice for the time you have now. Firstly, now you got to enjoy life. Enjoy with your friends, go around, plan some trip, go for some trekking. Must enjoy life for you, but also you got to prepare yourself. And what kind of preparation you can go for is about your physical fitness. Start doing running, your push-ups, sit-ups, develop that core strength, arm strength. So when you go to academy, then thereafter you don't have much of problem, because the physical activities will be little intense initially, and when you go prepared, you don't get into that shock initially. So prepare yourself well, enjoy life, and I'm very glad for your very candid, the way you have shared your complete journey, and I'm sure it is going to be of great help to all the aspirants, the Centurions who are looking forward. And all the best, Pranshul, and God bless you.
डियर एस्पिरेंट्स, क्या आप भी एनडीए 2025 एग्जामिनेशन को क्रैक करना चाहते हैं अपने पहले प्रयास में? तो आज ही इनरोल करें सेंचुरियन डिफेंस एकेडमी के रिटन प्लस एसएसबी कोर्स में, जो आपको देने वाला है रेगुलर क्लासेस, डाउट क्लियरिंग सेशंस, फ्री स्टडी मटेरियल्स, ट्रेन्ड फैकल्टीज, एक्सपर्ट्स ऑफ द एसएसबी पैनल, फ्री एसएसबी कोचिंग, इंडियाज लार्जेस्ट जीटीओ ग्राउंड के साथ में डाउट क्लियरिंग सेशंस, वीकली मॉक टेस्ट, रिगरस प्रैक्टिस। ये एक ऐसा संस्थान है जहां हम आपको A to Z प्रिपरेशन कराते हैं और आपको नेशनल डिफेंस एकेडमी की कड़ी तैयारी कराते हैं। प्राउडली ऑल इंडिया रैंक 1, 2, 3, 4 जैसे रैंक्स देने वाली सेंचुरियन डिफेंस एकेडमी आपको वेलकम करती है टू जॉइन आवर अपकमिंग कोर्सेज फॉर योर एनडीए एग्जाम प्रिपरेशन। Please call on 97959 77776 for more information. Thank you, Namaskar and Jai Hind.